Oh, you can't smell me.
I love it. All right. Well, welcome to our new moon circle in Virgo this season. So I love this energy. It's kind of the energy that we are conditioned into and kind of sold a lot of. So I think it's something that's like easy for us to tap into and feel really aligned to. And so go, yay, there's here. Just let her get in.
Ooh, feather, feather.
I can't see her. Can you see her?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, she might have camera off, which is totally perfect. Okay, I'll just keep going. Okay, so this new moon in Virgo. So Virgo has that energy of like organization and clarity and clearing out things that don't serve us, which is a perfect activity and energy to lean into at this time of year when we're shifting into like the fall. And, we've probably kind of like leaned back and kind of chilled in some ways over the summer, hopefully a little bit. And now this is the energy where it kind of starts to like ramp up, but we need to put some organization and, as I like to say, like banks on the river in order to maximize our effectiveness and impact with our energy and the creative energy that's going to come through in this season. So, this new moon is really about rest and reflection, as always, but also looking at kind of doing like an audit of your rituals, your habits, if you need to look around your space and see what needs to be cleared out. This is a good time. I was doing this and I didn't even realize we were doing it, but we started this like massive purge in our house where we just want to get rid of as much stuff as we can and really turn toward caring for our spaces more. And
Mhm.
so last night, I get a different energy sometimes with the new moon now because I don't have my own cycle. So the way I experience the new moon is like I get a very clear and grounded but energized energy. So like last night it was like 9:30 and I'm like trying to relax in bed and I'm like I just can't because I really want to dust my surfaces in the bedroom. Like I go into almost like a cleaning mode and but the energy behind it instead of or the tension behind it isn't just like it's not my normal like I gotta clean just to like clean and like it's not like this like, how to describe like panicked or even like a manicky, like rage cleaning. It's like attending to my spaces cleaning. Like, oh, this feels really good to like take care of my bookshelf and to take care of my nightstand and like clear away some of these things that they worked really well for me in the summer, but now I'm starting to shift and I want to, move my crystals around or whatever. It was just a very different energy. And so I know I've talked to some of you about how you experienced the new moon. And so curious to see if you kind of had that same energy floating around this season. But before we get into that, I got so excited. I kind of just jumped into what the Virgo moon is about. I invite you to set some sacred space. We'll take a few deep breaths before we get into things. But if you want to light a candle, if you want to make sure you have your journal nearby, because we are going to have some reflection. If you want to make sure you have a beverage, if you just want to, shake things out, twist around, get physically comfortable, whatever's accessible to you right now. So, especially Heather, I know if you're at work or in your car, no worries at all. Sacred space might mean right now just taking a deep breath and allowing yourself to just, be here while also focusing on being a safe driver. So, whatever you need to do, give you guys a few minutes just to settle in and be here. All right. And then when you feel that your space is set, just feel the weight of your body in your chair and just kind of let your body be here. Notice that you've arrived, that you're here. And just take a few deep breaths and really connect into your center. So, wherever that is for you, if that's in your heart space or your abdomen, just feel it and just check in and see what's there. And just see if there's anything there that needs attention, if it needs an extra breath sent toward it, or a little softening. The new moon is a perfect time to give yourself the chance to just be. Lean into being gentle, soft, whatever's needed for you. Okay. All right. So, as I said, this new moon, every new moon, is the perfect time for rest and reflect. And so, this also maps to if you had a menstrual cycle, this would be your menstrual phase. This would be our inner winter. This is the time to go inward. And because this is the new moon in Virgo, this is the time to be deeply introspective because Virgo is retrograde in Mercury at this point. And so that means for us that it really amplifies this inward energy of the new moon. And so this is the time to revisit old patterns and gently release them. This is the time to refine the rituals that anchor your life. Maybe there's something that just needs to be kind of dusted off or refreshed in your energy, especially as we see this kind of coincide perfectly with like back to school or, just kind of the shifting seasons, especially. I feel like even if you don't have younger kids, like going back to school, there's still this like freshness energy that comes around in late August that everybody feels. And that's that Virgo energy. And so this is also time reconnecting, with your authentic rhythm. So over the summer, we might have, picked up either kind of energetic debris or influences from outside of us, or we might have kind of melted into a different energy that maybe doesn't fit right now. And so this is a great invitation, a time to come back to what's yours. And so really realigning with your own internal rhythms. And so I invite you to pull out your journal, notebook, whatever you have, or, if you want to just take some notes on your phone, or Heather, you can come back to the recording and get this later. Just spend a little time just checking in with yourself. Do you feel aligned with this energy of the new moon? Do you feel a little more inward and introspective? Do you feel aligned with the energy of Virgo, wanting to turn inward and kind of revamp some of your rhythms? Or are you feeling something else entirely? And either is perfectly okay. If you're on a completely different trajectory and rhythm today or this week, that's perfectly okay too. It's just noticing and being aware of where you're at. So just spend a few minutes with that. Okay, and then this being the new moon, what are you ready to begin? What would this be the start of? Or if you're feeling a manifesting energy, what are you ready to call in and bring forward? And then with that, thinking about what you're ready to begin or call in over this next lunar cycle, is there anything that you'd like to grow over the next cycle? Something that maybe you've already planted the seeds of, maybe something that you've already tended and put some energy toward that you really like to take it to the next level? And just spend another moment with that. And then finally, just reflect on what's working for you right now and what's not working. What needs a shakeup? And then let's just spend a moment reflecting on where you're at in the lunar cycle and your own unique cycles, how you're going to honor this phase. So if you're syncing and traditional with the new moon energy, maybe there's a slower pace to the next few days. Maybe there's a little more ritual, more presence, more nourishment, more rest. Or maybe you're feeling the need for something else and you're in kind of a different phase of your cycle. What are you going to do? What parts can you claim for yourself to amplify the energy and lean into the energy of this phase? So for myself, I know I'm going to be resting a little bit more, unplugging a little bit more the next 2 days. I'm feeling a pull to have my eyes closed more. I think because I've been working a lot. So there's been a lot of screens, there's been a lot of phone, which has been great stuff. But I can feel my body is like, we got to slow it down. And so that'll be my big intention. And so just thinking, what might you need to adjust in your weekend plans to really meet yourself where you're at and align with your rhythms? And these are also questions that you can continue to ponder and kind of lean into over the course of the day and as you're planning your weekend. No pressure to leave the circle today having it, quote unquote, all figured out. These are just invitations you can sit with. But then I'd also like to invite you to think about how you're going to honor the next phase, the follicular phase, before we get to the next full moon. So again, follicular is that like plan and initiate. So where might you need to, again, harnessing some of this Virgo energy, organize and create plans and start initiating some of the next steps for these seeds that you're wanting to plant. So sometime around like mid next week, if you were like kind of syncing with the cycles now, you would be starting to feel that energy of planning and organizing and really clarifying kind of your next steps and starting to plant the seeds for those. And this is the perfect time in Virgo to really amplify that clarity. So giving yourself that space and that time to plan, you'll be very supported energetically. And especially like the way that I experience it is like I actually physically have a stronger focus and am able to see the plans almost visually in my mind, all kind of complete. And so then when I sit down, it's like 15 minutes of just translating like what's in my head to either the screen or the page or whatever it is. So thinking about how you're going to align and use that follicular phase to your advantage. Oops. Heather, I just have to say, I love that we get to see with like the trees in the background and the sun. Like, I love this little like dose of nature that we get from seeing you.
I like her fancy hair.
I know, right? I love Heather's hair all the time.
I know.
It's hair goals all the time.
I know. I know.
I do love it. Oh, are you in your backyard now? Oh, I love it. I
Yeah, I finally made it. And you guys, I like wash my hair once a week. I have no time for my hair.
So that's the secret, huh? I love
Don't
it.
wash your hair.
It
Mhm.
doesn't look like it, so kudos to you. You
Um,
figured out what works and you're sticking with your rituals.
Yeah,
yes.
I love
This
it.
was really good though. I'm thinking so much. It's kind of nice. I'm like
Mhm.
talking out loud to myself. I'm not journaling it, but this has
Perfect.
been really good so far. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, so this is the portion where if there's any reflections that you have that you want to share, anything you want us to just even like energetically support you with and witness you in, this is the portion where you can share if there's anything that you'd like to bring forward.
I love that well, I know Heather and I talked about she's been organizing and cleaning out closets. And ever since we
Mm.
talked about that on Tuesday,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh my gosh, this has to start happening with me. And I've been really busy this week with work, which is great. I love my work. I love doing it.
Mm.
But I'm like, oh, I have time this weekend where I can spend time on my spaces where it
Mm,
feels like I feel like I've been keeping clutter for a while or stuff as like a form of comfort and
mm.
protection. And I'm like, oh, I don't need that anymore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's really kind of cool.
Yeah. I love that. And how do you have any plans as far as how you want to release that stuff?
Oh, I'm gonna donate
Like
a
having
whole
some
bunch of
kind of like
mm,
intent, well, and also like kind of the shedding and like almost like
mm,
ritualizing it in a way of
yay. Oh, I
like,
like that.
here goes the
Because a
stuff that
lot of it
doesn't
is in my
serve me.
bedroom, and it's like the one part of my house that I haven't really paid any attention to.
Mm,
And so if I can get rid of a whole bunch of stuff, then I can like create a plan for how I can make it kind of a space for me.
yeah.
Whether it's a corner with an altar or, whatever it ends up being.
Mhm.
Um, even a yoga mat, like, yeah. So
Mm,
I feel like I don't think it's quite as clear as your plan shows up and I can spit it out in 15 minutes, but
mm,
um, it feels like things are aligning. Even my desk, it's like, wait, this isn't how you want to operate your business. You want to, like, the way I'm presenting myself is not reflected here.
mm.
And so I want to change that. And I have the time and the space to do it this weekend. So it's like, okay, let's honor what's happening in your business with your space.
Yeah. Oh, this is so funny because I in the exact same,
Wow.
which is hilarious. But I think it's a testament to not only to community elements of how we kind of function and ebb and flow, but the power of these astrological and cosmic influences that for so many people to be, because this isn't the first conversation I'm having where people are like purging or wanting to do things with their house, or this is now the third conversation I've had about like office space and like refreshing kind of how our environment reflects the way that we want to work and who we want to be when we show up to work. So I've been calling this my CEO era, that I'm no
Mm.
longer in the weeds and really wanting to embody owning the business and being the visionary and the strategist, not just the person typing away at the emails and kind of doing the thing. But the space needs to reflect that. And we deserve that. And I think sometimes as small business owners, like we might think, oh, it's fine to just have this little space at the dining room table or whatever it is,
Mhm.
but we deserve to have a space that excites us and inspires us. And so, especially for you being in a creative field, when you sit down, you want to feel like inspired and connected to what you're doing, right? So, you deserve a space that does that for you.
Yep.
And our physical environments are very much cyclical too. Like, we have to come in and kind of like, oh, this needs a little refresh, or this was working for me last season, but now I need a different system, or whatever it is. Like, we got to do that, like churning almost of like every season, kind of just tending and looking at our spaces to see if they reflect how we want to show up too.
I also think it's a reflection of who you bring into your life, and
Mm,
then it supports what you need and what you're doing too. Whether it's other people that have gone through things that you've gone through so they can support you because they've been there. Thinking about Heather with her kid going off to college, and it's like, I'm someone in your life who's like been through it and survived it and knows that it was hard and you could, or even going through motherhood, right? So I have people in my life who have done these things before me, and I'm like, ooh, when I grow up, I want to just be like Susan Hurley, because she's like this elegant woman who's probably like 5 years older than me. You know what I mean? But it's like, ooh, when I grow up, I'm gonna be like her. Um, so I didn't have people in my life that would support me like as a small business
mm,
before, and so even Andrea and I were talking yesterday about just having clients even in your life who want to, like, where the energy is so good, it doesn't almost feel like work. It feels
mhm.
like play. And
Yeah,
you're like, oh my gosh, I want to do this. So, I mean, I have goosebumps even just saying
yeah.
that.
Sure. Well, I think like that's what an aligned business really is that it doesn't have to feel like work. Like you get to
Hmm.
do what you love with people that you love doing it with. Like,
Hmm.
I mean, that's a successful business. excuse me. But I also like really want to celebrate you and this week and you like I'm just reading your messages and hearing you talk about how much you love work and how much things are like kind of coming in for you and even like the good busy. Like I just want to celebrate that because it's like such an awesome place to be in. And I don't think as women we celebrate each other enough and our successes. And so I just really want to acknowledge that for you. Yeah.
To come back from taking a week off and have work waiting for me rather than having to hustle for it when I got back was like
Mm.
the coolest feeling.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I didn't even want to go to the concert on Sunday. I just wanted to dive in. I wanted to do some of it. And then some more messages came in and I got some really good feedback on a design and like what she wanted. So it felt really collaborative. And it's just like, oh my gosh, this is how it's supposed to be. And part of that was me stepping into my role and my abilities and like not playing small. Like you have to own what you can do for someone else to see it in you.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you are a reflection of, or you reflect to people how you want to be treated and how you like your value. If you're not believing it and feeling it and knowing it, no one else is gonna see it, you know? And I say no one else, that's not true. I feel like
Yeah.
we all see the light in each other, but I just love that,
But
It's like,
sometimes we don't say it either.
yeah.
Like even at Kefri yesterday, there was this woman with beautiful gray hair and this blunt haircut. And I just stopped and said, your hair is so beautiful. And she was like,
Oh,
oh, thanks. Like sometimes people think I'm my daughter's grandma. And I was like, who cares what those people think?
yeah.
Like you look amazing.
Oh man.
And I just even when we do that to strangers, like it's such good energy to give to other people. And sometimes we just think things and don't say them. And
Mhm.
I don't know, we just need to be light like all the time.
Yeah. I love that. That's so what a great way to just spread more light and normalize sharing good things. I feel like we have a tendency
Right.
in some spaces, like it's just easy to say, too easy,
Yeah.
especially virtually, to say, yeah, to say the negative stuff or to complain and to be the spotlight out there. Showing the good is such a great example for everybody too. Permission.
Yeah.
Thank you. So Heather, no pressure, but I just wanted to give you a space and time. Is there anything you wanted to share?
Yeah, until the cicadas start, they're so loud.
Oh, can't
Sorry
hear
about
them.
that. I've been so introspective recently, and I'm just really trying to find, I think I'm just trying to find in my life people I feel safe with.
Mm,
And I think that's like just, I'm looking at a lot of my closest relationships and I'm trying to identify and really sift through like some things. And um, I guess that's like where I'm at right now. And I think I have so much mental clutter myself, and that's why I have to make everything else clean. But
mm,
I don't know what's going to take up my mental space if I'm not ruminating over things that give me anxiety. And I don't know what that means to you, but to me, it's just like sometimes I play these records in my head of these messages and I go over them and over them. And when I don't have that, like it's when I push myself into something like work or push myself into something like cleaning, and it's like I go underwater and
mm,
then the noise goes away. But then once I come up, it's all there. And I'm really trying to figure out how to take that away, but I just don't know what to replace it with.
mm. Oh,
A struggle. Can you still hear me? Sorry.
yes, yeah, no, you're
Um, I think I'm struggling with that. And so I'm trying to find a process with that. And I think that's why I've been nesting or de-nesting, like cleaning out the nest because I think everything has to be in order around me for my mind to be clear. And I don't know, that's just kind of where I'm at. That's what I was coming to when you were walking us through that reflection.
Mm. Yeah. And that's really interesting awareness. And to me, I don't think I have an easy answer because it sounds multi-layered and it sounds deep and it sounds a bit like there's some ingrained habits, probably lifelong habits, where potentially space, especially energetic space, thought space, head space, might not feel safe. And so maybe there's the potential of the need or the desire, or almost maybe just the impulse to fill it with kind of those ruminating thoughts. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to
I
be
think,
mindful to not dig in too deep at the
yeah.
moment, just because I am aware, I think, of how layered this could be. And I don't want to, I don't know,
No,
be
I don't
ripping band-aids
expect
off
an
that I can't,
answer.
that I can't
No,
help put
I
back
think I'm
together.
just sharing like that.
Yeah.
I think that's just, I've been trying to figure out what niggling at the back of my like mind. And I
Mhm.
think I'm figuring it out
Mm.
through I did meditation with Orly this week. I did Reiki with Andrea this week. Now I'm doing new moon cycle with Emma this week. And like, I feel like I'm really just really thinking and maybe I'm figuring it out and that's good. That's all.
Yeah, which I totally think you are. And this is a great topic if you wanted to revisit and bring it back to the coaching call next month. But also just acknowledging that like you're showing up and you're willing to like sit with it and be with it and be curious and see what rises. And you said something about thinking about it. And so my like tiny invitation for you is to feel about it and
Mm.
Or I'm
see.
angry.
Yeah.
I'm angry.
Interesting.
Do you,
Okay.
Yeah.
do you know what you're angry about?
I don't know if it's the transition in life that I'm angry about, if it's the relationships. I was talking with Emma about this on the call last time, like at work, that I'm trying to work through. Um, but I know underneath I'm angry. I figured that out, I think today, last night
Mhm.
and today.
Yeah.
I'm angry.
Hmm.
And
Are
anger,
you?
sadness, shame. So I don't know. That's like, I don't know. Again, too much for this call. Not what this is about. But I think, thank you for saying that. And it goes back to one of your coaching messages was that sitting with it and being curious
Hmm.
and being curious about the things.
Hmm.
Um, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a point in my life where I thought angry was bad and I needed to quell the anger.
Mm.
And I can't find this book. I can see it in the book. I know it's in my house somewhere, unless whatever,
Find
unless
it.
something happened to it.
Find it when you clean.
But exactly. But the phrase was anger is a red flag that something is misaligned.
Mhm.
Okay.
And so to figure out where that misalignment is will help you create a plan for what is needs to be uh, altered,
Mhm.
not
Yeah.
even fixed. Like
Mhm.
just it's something that you need that isn't lining up, and you're the boss now, so you get to make those things.
Yeah. Yeah. And we talked about this, Heather, but I'll just piggyback Orly's that. So anger, rage, all that sphere of emotion is as you said, it's a red flag for misalignment. And often it's a red flag and a signifier that boundaries have been crossed. And so I know you're already aware and kind of working through that there might be the potential for more boundaries. Um, and so just kind of sitting with, where you go from there and how you do that. But, mhm. Yeah. All right.
And then let us support you.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys. I needed this. Thanks,
Yeah.
Emma.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming. I'm playing with the times. I'm kind of seeing ebbing and flowing with what's going to work, but it's always really nice to have, some people here live because I feel like it really infuses some energy. And then we also kind of get to dig into some things that, I wouldn't do if I was just sitting here one-sided. So
Talking to the
taking
ether.
the time to come. Yeah.
Yeah, good
Well,
stuff.
thank you. All right. Well, I hope you both have great weekends. Share your purging and cluttering, decluttering stories because I'm right there with you and I'm honestly having a lot of fun with it. So
Awesome. Love it.
I'm thinking of you guys too. All
All
right.
right.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.